Battle Through the Heavens, Chapter 166. The Successful Assessment of a Rank 1 Alchemist. The air thickens as his lungs burn with the effort of remaining still under the weight of a dozen watchful eyes. He releases the tension in his fingers, letting the stone cauldron meet the sudden heat rising from his chest. A violent purple glow ruptures the silence, casting sharp shadows and freezing the breath of every master in the hall.
That boy! He actually summoned purple flames? Is it a heavenly flame? It can't be. Shock rippled through the hall. The alchemist stared at the purple fire roaring inside the medicinal cauldron. The protective light barrier blocked their senses, but they knew one thing. Fire of that color did not come from ordinary dou qi. A heavenly flame? Frank and Otto exchanged a look and then shook their heads.
It does not look right,
Otto said, his eyes fixed on Xiaoyan as the boy moved his spiritual power. The purple fire surged.
And with that boy's strength, there is no way he could control a heavenly flame so perfectly.
You are right. A heavenly flame is not that easy to tame.
Frank wiped tea from his beard, his face turning grim.
But why is his fire purple?
Frank and Otto frowned. They had never heard of any flame turning purple unless it was a heavenly flame.
This kid is not simple,
Frank said, his breath finally evening out.
No wonder he dared to take the rank 1 exam at such an age. With fire that dense, his strength must be above a 5-star doja. That level of talent is terrifying.
I knew something was off when I first met him. He was hiding his strength. He is a mysterious one.
Otto looked at Frank and laughed.
I want to meet his teacher. I want to know who could train a student like this. Compared to him, Xue Mei and Lin Fei are a step behind.
Frank nodded.
These two girls have been competing for years. This Zhao Yan will be a wake-up call for them. It is good for them to learn that there is always someone better out there.
Frank called a nearby alchemist over and lowered his voice.
Send word to the guilds in other cities. See if they know a high-level alchemist named Yao Lao. A man who trains a student like this cannot be a nobody.
The alchemist nodded and slipped out of the hall.
Even if he can control that purple fire, refining a pill is about more than just heat. Spiritual perception, timing, and the balance of ingredients all matter. Let us see how he handles the rest.
Frank stayed silent, his focus entirely on the youth behind the glass. The hall went quiet again. Every eye was on Xiaoyan. They wanted to see if the boy with the strange fire could actually finish the job. Inside the barrier, Xiaoyan did not notice the commotion. He looked at the stone table and began picking up herbs. He moved with a steady rhythm, dropping them into the cauldron one by one. Under his fierce spiritual perception, the purple fire acted like a tame lamb. It wrapped around the herbs and began stripping away the waste to extract the essence for a strength recovery pill. He worked slowly and calmly. Inside the cauldron, the pill began to take shape. The light barrier separated the contestants, but the purple light was too bright to ignore. On either side of him, Xue Mei and Lin Fei caught the glow and turned to look. Their eyes went wide. A soft crackle sounded from their own cauldrons. Distracted, both girls watched their ingredients shrivel into gray ash. They did not even care. They just stared at the purple flames dancing in Xiaoyan's cauldron. The heat felt sharp one moment and gentle the next. The girls swallowed hard. They did not know what the purple fire was, but they knew it was far harder to control than their own deep yellow flames. Yet the boy looked effortless. He moved as if he had done this 1,000 times. Shui Mei and Lin Fei felt their pride sting. They looked at his face. He was not nervous. The purple light reflected off his skin, giving him a calm, steady look. He did not look like a teenager. He looked like a master with decades of experience. The two girls looked at each other and shared a bitter smile. Shui Mei sighed and brushed a strand of silver hair from her forehead. She forced herself to look away and focused back on her own cauldron.
He was hiding everything.
Lin Fei muttered.
I thought he was just a passerby.
She shook her head and reached for her backup ingredients. It was her last chance to get it right. Xiaoyan never looked up. He watched the medicinal essence swirl and tumble inside the fire. The liquid became a solid sphere, growing smooth and bright. He smiled and pulled his hand away. The purple fire died out. He tapped the lid of the cauldron. A soft gust of wind shot inside. A pale yellow pill flew out, and Xiaoyan caught it in a jade bottle. He set the bottle down and looked up. The light barrier was gone. Everyone in the room was staring at him.
Oh, is the exam over?
He asked. He looked at Shu Mei and Lin Fei. They were staring too. He rubbed the back of his neck, feeling awkward.
It ended a few minutes ago. My master saw you were still working and let you finish. Do not worry, you are not disqualified.
Xiaoyan smiled back in thanks. Frank and Otto were already walking toward him.
You hide your strength well, little guy.
Frank said, his eyes gleaming with interest. Xiaoyan just shrugged. Frank and Otto checked Shui Mei and Lin Fei's pills first. They looked at the color and the shine, then nodded.
Not bad. The heat was a little low, but it passes the rank 1 standard.
The girls breathed a sigh of relief. The masters moved past Xiaoyan and checked the 6 people behind him. Only 2 passed. The other 4 hung their heads in shame.
Do not be discouraged,
Frank told them.
There is always next year. You are young. You have nothing but time.
Then Frank and Otto turned back to Xiaoyan. The whole hall leaned in. Shui Mei and Lin Fei stepped closer, curious to see what kind of pill the purple fire had produced. Frank picked up the parchment on Xiaoyan's table. His eyes widened.
A strength recovery pill?
Otto paused.
No wonder it took him longer. You picked a difficult recipe.
Shui Mei and Lin Fei shook their heads. That recipe was much harder than theirs. They had already lost the moment he started.
This kid has guts,
Frank muttered.
Even some official rank 1 alchemists struggle with this one.
He poured the pill out of the bottle. A pale yellow sphere rolled into his palm. It was about the size of a thumb, glossy and bright. Faint, rippling green patterns moved across the surface like waves. A pill cloud. Frank and Otto gasped. A pill cloud only appeared when a pill reached its absolute limit of purity. Shui Mei and Lin Fei went silent. There was no comparing themselves to him now.
Congratulations, Xiaoyan.
Frank said, smiling at the youth.
You have passed the rank 1 assessment.
The crowd looked at Xiaoyan with envy. Xiaoyan blinked and tilted his head.
Does this mean, can I take the rank 2 exam now?
The smiles on Frank and Otto's faces froze solid.